Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Always be careful of the deer. Oh, lovely. I just wanted to mention that it is now 49 degrees. And as a reminder, it is still May 31st. We're coming to some sort of little town. I don't know what's going on here. But fortunately, the rain has picked up. You know, I could have taken up all sorts of hobbies. Stamp collecting, coin collecting, bird watching. And yet I chose motorcycle riding. Not quite sure about that. Anyway, more later. So as we head up into the mountains again, Lord, I hope you can hear this. Not actually talking to the Lord. I'm just hopeful that the AirPods are working and that they don't fall out, because then I'm going to lose them. So as we're heading up into the mountains, as we're overlooking the Susquehanna River, thought I'd give you guys a little bit better sense of what I'm seeing here. Just wanted to note a couple of things. One, this type of route, we're going to be doing about 700 miles over the course of the weekend. This is very typical for what a Second Star weekend tour might be. Of course, we do longer week-long tours in all sorts of places, but Second Star Moto tours were based in Northern Virginia, just outside of DC. So we do a lot of weekend tours that are in reach of Northern Virginia. So we're in the Pocono Mountains, Pennsylvania this weekend. And as you can see, it's just flippin' gorgeous. And so if you don't want to mess around with Rever and do a lot of research and worry about where you're going and worrying about apps and navigation and places to stop and all that good stuff, you don't have to. Just check out secondstarmototours.com and look up at all the tours that are coming up this summer and into the fall, and sign up for one. All you got to do is show up. We take care of the bikes and the food and the accommodations and the stops and the attractions and everything else. So all you got to do is show up with your gear and ride with me and a lot of other fabulous people. And I promise you, we are way better at riding and leading motorcycle tours than we are at making videos. So you're welcome. Anyway, I'm not awesome at this. This is not really what I do. It's the riding and the tour planning that I really excel at. That's all for now. More information later. Trying to get some speed going and get away from these cars. Alrighty then. Back on the road. We are now heading out of the town of Wyalusing, Pennsylvania. Gotta love the names. I just had to mess with the AirPod with the Insta360. You know, the AirPod is not going to be a practical solution. I've got to do some more research on this because it just disconnects, and getting the helmet around the AirPod over your ear is almost impossible. So a couple of notes while we're riding through and waiting at this stoplight. So I planned out this weekend with some resources, first from the internet, obviously. There's a website, I forget the name of it, but I'll put it in the show notes, all about Route 6 in Pennsylvania and all the interesting towns it goes through and the routes and the scenery and the state parks and the twisty roads. It's a real great wealth of information. So I use that, Google Maps, and an app called Rever to map out the whole journey. You know, it's been real busy at work, and I felt like I just needed to head out for the weekend, ride, clear my head, get my head set on straight. I got a new client in my real job that's starting on Monday, starting in 2 days. Christ almighty. So I wanted to take a little break before that one started, because that's going to be a lot of work and pretty stressful. Joy. But anyway, we're heading out of town now. Don't know exactly what we're going to find, but I'm sure we'll find something good along the way. A few notes. One, it's a lot colder here than it should be this time of year. It's about 55 degrees. It got down to as low as 49 today. It is May 31st. Tomorrow is June 1st. It's supposed to be practically summer. I don't know what the heck is going on with the weather. I'm sure when it becomes boiling hot this July, I'll be missing this weather. But for right now, I am freezing my ass off. Fortunately, I did come prepared for the weather, so I am wearing, and this will be some good gear tips for all you newbies out there, I'm wearing some really great gloves from Tobacco Motor Clothes. I've had them for a couple of years now, keep you very warm, and with the heated grips, my hands are nice and toasty. I wouldn't want to do this in freezing cold weather, then you really need heated gloves, but for this kind of weather, it's just fine. I'm also, my jacket, wearing my big heavy leather jacket from Milwaukee Leather. And the nice thing about this one, check out the warmingstore.com. I'll put that in the show notes as well. They sell all sorts of heated gear. And they sell this jacket for $350. And it's got built-in heating. So it's so nice. So you don't have to wear a separate heated jacket layer underneath your regular jacket. You can just wear this, so it's much more convenient. But it's great if it's in the 40s or 50s, but if you're going to ride when it's real cold, like lower than 45, I would say, then you really need a heavy leather jacket and the heated jacket liner, because this one just won't do the job. And, you know, I'm just about 52, and when I was younger, I think I could put up with the cold better, and now that I'm getting up there a little bit, I don't want to be cold. Really, it just sucks all the joy out of riding. But I don't want to complain either, because if you see the skies, you can see that it is pretty gray and dark up there, but so far so good. We have managed to avoid the rain, except for a few drops here and there. A couple other notes as we're riding through. I'm also wearing the Tobacco Motor Clothes boots and pants. I didn't realize that I was so geared out in Tobacco Motor Clothes, and that's not on purpose. It just kind of worked out that way. They make, I don't get compensated for any of this, by the way. They just make really good stuff. A few more notes on gear. Wearing my Schubert 3/4 helmet with the built-in comms. Expensive, but awesome. And what else? Oh, and I'm also wearing my Klim airbag vest underneath the jacket. About 11 years ago now, I went off the bike by one and only bad accident, knock on wood. And I promised myself if I ever got back on, I'd do it more safely. So I discovered airbags back then. And I have been, they've advanced a lot, but I've been wearing them ever since. So, yeah, now it looks like we're going to be heading right into the tree line here, and some real twisties. So I'm probably going to go silent a little bit while I focus on the road. But enjoy the video, and I'll talk to y'all later.